and call, and now I have an opportunity. So you literally see every step of the way. And it helps you because if you call them and you leave them messages all the time, you can see and track exactly how many times, like, hey, this person maybe isn't so interested anymore, you know. You can you more efficiently use your time wisely. So the next button I'm going to show you. Oop, I think we went too far again. No, maybe not. Yes. Okay. So the next item up is the business tracking email. And I don't know why my thing isn't moving up, but if you look at the one that's lit up green, it is right here. That is your private business email tracking. And we haven't set any of that up yet, okay? So don't worry. But what it does is it enables us to track and sync any email you send to or from a contact within this system. So it doesn't track all of your email. It tracks an email you send to a customer that's within the system that you have the email address for, and it tracks anything that they send to you. And this is, again, extremely helpful for kind of keeping track of what's going on within, you know, that customer history. We haven't done that yet. I do believe it might be on the docket for certain emails along the way, but it's nothing you need to concern yourself with right this moment. I just wanted you to know what it is and where it is and that you can actually see what's kind of going on there. So when you get to this screen, you basically get to see all the lead owner changes, phone calls, synced email exchanges, all of it. The next thing you can do before you talk to the contact, if you want, is to go click on their memberships tab. And this is going to kind of just give you a real broad overview of that client. If you click on emails, you're going to see what emails they've been sent. In this case, I made a product inquiry and I made a contact us form fill, so I got both thank you emails. It shows whether or not, well, if you click on these, actually what will happen is it'll bring you to that actual email so you can see what it looks like, which you can't do from the other Life of the Lead screen. If you click on campaigns, you're going to see what kind of campaigns they're on. This is going to kind of tell you how you got your leads. So if we had a PPC campaign uploaded into here and that's what they clicked on and came to your website, it would show that. If they, in this case, I went straight to the URL, shopidc.com, and so it's direct. And it tells you, hey, this person knew us, went right in. So that's also can be helpful information for you as a salesperson. You can see kind of what devices they're on. Not sure if that'd be an interest in this industry necessarily, but if you're curious whether they're using a PC or a tablet or a mobile, you can see it there. That might be more for the marketing personnel. You can see what lists they've been put a part of. We've got a lot of dynamic lists already set up for you guys. Another reason why we want you filling in your contact details and all of that, because we're going to send out more personalized marketing collateral. When we do that, it's going to be more or less, if it's to one of your customers in particular, we can make it personalized and come from you with your name and all of that kind of stuff. So what we're going to eventually do, we've already got location dynamic lists started. Eventually we'll have, you know, a dynamic list for each one of you. So anybody who's assigned to this person goes into this list. Anybody who's assigned to this person and likes to query goes into this list. Anybody who's assigned to this person likes to query and men's watches goes into this list. And so it's a lot of automated stuff that happens to save everybody time, make sure the right people are getting the right marketing materials and drawing them back into your store or to pick up the phone and call you. So you can see what all members of what lists they're a part of. Then you can see kind of what workflows they're a part of, and that's this is going to be a variety of different things. So this is, you know, notify Clearwater managers. So that anybody who was on the Clearwater managers distribution list got notified that I came and filled this out. Then it automatically made Orlando managers. Then it automatically made Orlando managers the lead owner, okay? And this was all automated by rules. Nobody had to go in and do this. Then I switched it so that I could show you the lead owner change on the Life of the Lead. And so it became Sand Lake manager is the lead owner. And then we notified Sand Lake. So you can see that every step that was supposed to be taken prior to you reaching out has been. You can see if there's an opportunity, and again, be taken straight to that opportunity, and you can see what kind of forms they filled out. Next up, we're going to talk about how to send a smart email. We don't have these yet. We're just talking before the meeting. We want to sit down with Brian and the rest of the team and kind of discuss what kinds of smart emails would be most beneficial for you guys to have. And by smart email, what I mean is an email template that's pretty much ready to go, that you just kind of click on and it'll automatically populate that person's name in the to field and automatically populate your name in the signature and the from email and all of that. So these are the kind of things that we really want to know from you guys, and kind of collaborate as to what are the most beneficial things. What emails am I sending all the time? And do I really just need kind of one generic version of that I can swap names out every single time? Those kind of emails are smart emails. Yeah?
Will we be able to personalize it before we hit send?
Well, yes, but we're not going to really want it to be something that you have to personalize much. Like, for example, if you want to send a standard follow-up email, and so we have a standard follow-up template, but you want to switch out like one thing because it just doesn't really apply to that person, yes, you're going to be able to do that. We don't want to make it to where you have to do a lot of that though, okay? So we want to have more or less these smart emails be as good as possible to where you don't have to touch them. So think about emails that you guys could use, that you do send out all the time, whether it be, come in for a cleaning emails, no matter what it is that you typically send out to a client. If you do it over and over and over and over and over again with just a small tweak here and there, that's what we want to know about. That's what we want to create a smart email for. Once we've got those up and loaded and ready to go, in order to send them, all you're going to have to do is go to that contact screen, and we did that earlier by going to contact manager, searching for the contact, and opening this screen that you see in front of you. So in order to send that smart email, all you have to do is, on that contact manager screen, is click that options button, and a bunch of items are going to pop up, and you're going to click on send smart email. You're not going to see every single thing that we send out to customers in this section. When you get to this section though, eventually I'm assuming there's going to be enough options to where you might need to search for it. In that case, you can certainly filter it. Just type in follow-up appointment, or whatever the term is for that particular email. It'll populate over here, and then you simply click on it so that you acknowledge to the system that you're choosing it, and then you'll click prepare to send. When you click prepare to send, it's going to bring you to this screen. It should automatically put your name and email and all of that in that section because that's who you're logged in as, so it's going to automatically populate. Just quickly glance at it, make sure, but it should. If you need to edit something else, you simply hover over which block it is that you want to edit and click the little pencil icon. Once you do that, WYSIWYG editor will open, and it really is what you see is what you get. So whatever you change will change automatically in real time in front of you. I do want to say a few things about this. These emails are HTML emails, so they will auto-populate and render differently based on different email servers. So you don't want to be doing a lot of adjusting of paragraphs and anything that might accidentally change the formatting of the email. You really just want to remove and add text here and there. Another thing I want to mention, and this is very important, is you really don't want to mess with anything that looks like this.
Once you edit it, will it default back to the original?
Yeah. It's not gonna, you're editing it, and this screen is not gonna edit the final template version that everybody else is gonna get. So your changes won't affect what she's doing if you're doing it at the same time. Anything that looks like this, though, for example, I really do want you guys to be very careful not to touch. And the reason is those are mail merge variables. So when it says first name greetings, that's going to automatically populate with that contact's information already. So you don't really want to mess with it, because if, say, for example, you didn't know his first name, he walked out of the store and all you knew is he was, Mr. Jackson, then it'll say greetings instead, because you don't have something in that field. So leave those things alone, and again, down at the bottom, down here, eventually it'll say lead owner. lead owner phone number, lead owner email, and that's going to automatically populate with your guys' information, okay? So don't worry about changing those. In this example, you can see here, we've got categories of interest and then none listed, designers of interest, none listed. So if this email were to go out and you had put in fine jewelry, men's watches, Tacori Viraggio, those things would auto-populate there. You wouldn't need to look it up and enter it, okay? So if your customer comes in, says, I like these things, you enter it in and put that right information in the first time, then when you go to send this smart email, you don't really have to do anything. So you see the benefits, okay? So change what you'd like, don't change what I told you not to, and then simply click done and then click schedule email. When you click schedule email, you're going to be brought to a date and time. You can either click schedule ASAP or pick your date and time. If you click schedule ASAP, the system's going to send it the next time it can do so the best. So it might be a 5 minutes late, it might be a 20 minutes late. It won't be much longer than that ever, no matter what the circumstance, but my suggestion is if like you are doing it now and you want it to go out in 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I would go ahead and actually enter in today's date and 5 minutes from now, because then you're guaranteed that it is going to go out at that time. The system will recognize it. That's how I do it. It's just personal preference. Click send email and it's off, okay? And then you can go back in later that day or the next day and go to that life of the lead, see if they opened it before you make a follow-up phone call. So there's a lot of great things that this will enable you to do. Some of you, this isn't going to pertain to. If you only have access to your leads in the account, this is not necessarily applicable to you, but for those managers who want to see what's going on, like somebody wants to see how many people were added, how many, employee A's got 50 contacts in there, employee B has 25. You want to filter those out. Here's how you're going to be able to do it. You're going to go to Contacts and Contact Manager again. It's going to bring you to the main Contact Manager screen. And right now you can see over here we've got all the different ones, millennials, Savannah. So all the leads are showing up for us because we're admin level. So we can see everything, okay? If you want to just filter it down to your client, you're going to go over here to the right and click Filters. And it's going to bring up this screen, and then you can filter by several things, but we're really only concerned today with filter by owner. So you're going to click on that middle button, and it's going to bring down a list of all the available lead owners, which is basically a user in SharpSpring. So your name should be in there, everybody's name is in there. If they're not, we'll make it in there by the end of the day. All you really do is click on whoever it is. When you do that, it'll light up green, and then it'll filter out to be only those contacts. If you are a manager and you want to see the whole store, you can also click a variety of names at once. So if I wanted to do all of these names and I wanted to see everybody, I could click on all of them and then they're all going to show up down there. If I wanted to then export that list for some reason, you just go right on up to Options while you've got it filtered. So if you want to go see all of your customers, you could go to the Contact Manager screen, click the Options button, and then just click Export Leads. Sales opportunities and that side of things, we're not going to talk about them a lot. I just want you to kind of see it so you can get an idea of how robust the system is. So if you were to, excuse me, let me go back. If you were to click on Sales and Pipeline, you're going to be brought to kind of your sales pipeline. And right now I've created this test opportunity. So right now it's under appointment set. This goes all the way across, and you're going to see in 1 second how it kind of moves. But basically we're going to determine what your sales pipeline is, from form fill, walk-in, to follow-up, to pricing given, to close of sale. Whatever those stages that the management teams decides are, those will be here. And you'll be able to kind of just click on the opportunity and kind of drag it to the next stage. So it's just very simple. You don't have to go in and change things. You just literally move it over and it goes to the next thing. If you click on the opportunity, you're going to kind of see what's going on in there. I just want to give you guys a little future preview. So you'll be able to kind of tell the system when you think the expected close date's going to be, how much of the opportunity is going to be worth, what stage of the pipeline you're in. You'll be able to see what contacts are listed associated with that opportunity. So if a husband and wife are looking at the things together and you know they know about it, it's not a big surprise. You might have both contacts listed under that opportunity. You can keep track of your communication notes, and then of course you can close the opportunity out. This is an example of kind of like what I was talking about earlier, is how to, in the future, you'll kind of be able to see a projection. So this would be like, this is how many opportunities are closing in this projected time period, and this is what we're kind of deciding. Oops, the touchpad is too sensitive. This right here is kind of what we're going to say is for sure the stage that we're going to for sure kind of close in. So it gives you a broader overview of what your upcoming sales and might be. Last thing we're going to talk about is the SharpSpring app. Okay, so you can utilize SharpSpring from your phone if you have an Android or iPhone. So we're going to kind of just real quickly, it's really kind of self-explanatory, and I think you guys have really followed along great with what we've gone over so far, so this should be like a breeze. It's basically all the same topics, but how you would do them via the app. And the app is very user-friendly and has a pretty easy-to-use interface, so I don't think it'll be a problem. You're gonna just kind of log in. This is what it's gonna look like. And then you're going to log in with your work email and your password, whatever your SharpSpring password is. It's going to kind of bring you to your contact manager. If you weren't in this screen for some reason and you wanted to add a contact, you would just click on the contact button on your main profile page. It's going to open up an add contact screen. You can also add a contact by clicking, if you're already in the contact manager, that add person button in the top right of the screen. When you do, it's going to open to a new contact screen, and in here you're going to have all the same contact details that you had available to you on the PC version. So if you scroll down, you're going to see all of it. This is, I don't have access to your app because it only lets you log into your main account screen via the app, so I can only see my clients. So these are our custom variables on what they're interested in. So here for you it would say Tacori, Viraggio, blah, blah, blah. For us it says web design, digital marketing. If you want to change any of the information, log any activity with a particular client, you simply click on that client, and then you click that little arrow at the top. It's going to let you mark whether or not you made a call, sent an email, edited your contact details, create opportunities, add tasks. If you click call, it's going to do exactly what it says it's going to do. It's going to pick up, it's going to dial that phone number, that phone call, just like it would from your phone. One thing I will say is that right now, using this, it's not going to auto log that as a call, even though you called from within the system. They're working on adding that feature where it would just automatically log it, but it's not doing that yet. So when you finish the call, if you want to make note that you called it, you're still going to need to go in and add a note of some kind, yeah. So I just want to make that clear. If you click email, this is not going to bring you to a smart email. It's going to bring you to a regular email screen, like you were going to send them an email from your default email within your phone. If you send from your default email within your phone, I do want you to kind of make note, well obviously you enter your subject and message, but I want you to make note that it's going to auto-populate with whatever that default email on your phone is. So if your default email is your personal email, you're going to want to be real careful when you email from within SharpSpring app, because you're going to need to change that to your work email. I just really want to point that out because obviously we don't want all of our customers having our personal emails, and especially if your personal email is something crazy, you know.
I don't want to have my personal cell phone number.
So if you click the send button, it'll just send it. It's not going to track that either, because that's the personal email. So unless your email account happens to be one that is synced, you're not going to really see that there. If you want to edit the contact details, you simply click edit and it's going to bring up an edit contact screen, which is essentially the same as your add contact screen. Make sure you click the little green button before you navigate out of the app in order to save that new information. If you want to create an opportunity from within the app, you can do that as well, and it will auto-populate with all of the same options as it would in the desktop version. And if you wanted to add a task, this is essentially a reminder to yourself of some kind. You add the task title, what time, due date, what type of task it is. You can assign it to an owner. Now, real quickly, we're going to kind of go across that bar at the top of each contact manager screen so we can kind of look and see what these things are. If you click on this one, you're going to kind of view what emails they've been sent and some timeline activities. If you click on this next one, you can add notes, see notes. So if you wanted to add a note about this customer right then and there, you could go ahead and click on it right here. Make sure, or you click the little pen icon to start writing. It'll pull up this screen, and then again, just click green button. If you click on the graph looking icon, it's going to tell you about what the lead score and kind of activity has been. So you can see, like, I visited pages, I visited from a campaign, I viewed what we've listed as important pages, and because of that, my lead score is really, really high. I will briefly just mention lead score because you're going to see that. Lead score, we've kind of set it up to be your more valuable, sought after designers get more points than, maybe your not so popular designers. And certain categories might get more points than other categories. And so that's how your lead score is calculated. That and how many pages they visited, how much information you have about that client. If they filled out a form, they're going to get added points. So the more activity they have, the more they're interested in, the higher the points are going to be. And the lead score is, I think, decreasing by 50% roughly every 2 weeks. So the person might be 1,000 this week, but if we didn't contact them, they didn't contact us, between now and 2 weeks from now, they're going to be 500. And another 2 weeks, they're going to be 250. So it'll kind of allow you to gauge who the hot leads are versus what leads have kind of cooled off a little bit, and which leads, as a result of cooling off a little bit, you might need to contact. And the last one is the little star, and that's the membership. So that's where you're going to see, where they came in at, if there's any opportunities for them, all of that kind of information that we discussed earlier. So with that, you're ready to walk with SharpSpring. And the more you use it, the more you get from it. We've said it from the beginning, and we'll continue to say it. And as is often the case, there's going to be some of you who embrace it more than others. And those who embrace it the most are going to see the benefit the soonest, and will probably pave the way for any stragglers to really kind of get motivated to do the same, because it will be a great tool for you guys. We will, at some point in the future, conduct either another live training seminar or send you guys a recorded version similar to the one we're creating today for sales opportunities, how to really kind of look at those visitor ID leads. And the visitor ID leads are those anonymous web visitors where you don't really have the contact information yet, but you see somebody's on your site and checking out certain pages. And lead score notifications. And then we'll teach you kind of how to run those reports, analyze your sales cycle, and what have you. So that's it.